Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Tamia Janae and I create videos relating to self-development and also lifestyle videos. This video is going to be a sit-down video. Obviously you can see by the title, this is going to be faith-based related. Just for a disclaimer, you know, I am a believer in Jesus Christ. I am a Christian. And yeah, so this is really just going to be my testimony on how I fasted and got my apartment. So let's just give a little background context. I've never lived on my own, okay? So when I was trying to figure things out, I really didn't even really know what to do because I've never lived on my own. I've always lived with somebody else, or I live with my family. It's a little bit of the context and the background on, you know, the apartment situation. So first, you might want to know, like, why did you want to get an apartment all of a sudden back in like last year or whatever the case may be. The reason why I really wanted to get an apartment really bad was because originally I was staying with my mom, and my mom came to me and she wasn't kicking me out or anything like that, but she was saying like, hey, you know, you might have to end up sharing your room because, you know, your sister might be coming back, but we don't know for sure. So in my head, I was just like, oh no ma'am, I love my family, but no ma'am, that's just too much. That's just too much going on. So basically when she told me that, I was just like, I just kept hearing something in my head telling me like, you need to move. But since I've never lived on my own before, I was just so scared, and I was fearful of like, okay, if I live on my own, like what's gonna happen? How am I gonna keep up with this? How am I gonna keep up with that? Like, you know, like what's gonna happen? Especially since this is all new to me. Like, it's first, when you want to move, it can be kind of scary, but when you're in the process of it, it's exciting, you know, because you're living on your own. So I went and I searched for 3 apartments, right? So the first one that I searched, it was not the area that I honestly wanted. I went to go see it by myself. I could easily pay the rent and everything like that. But the thing is, the location of the apartment was legit so easily for someone to spot me out and figure out where I lived, and I just didn't want anyone or any person trying to harass me at that point. So I was just like, okay, this is really nice and everything like that. It's not in the best of neighborhood, but I can pay the rent. But I'm just like, but the location, like if that person sees me, it's going to be an issue, you know? And I didn't want no issues, okay? So, you know, I told a family friend about the place. I took videos of the place and whatever the case might be, because honestly, in the inside, I liked it. On the outside, it was not giving what it was supposed to give, but the inside was cute. But it was really smaller than the place I'm in now and whatever the case may be. But it was doable because of the rent. And they were like, honestly, I don't think that place is for you. That location that you're trying to live at, it's not good. You know, you need to just wait. So when they told me that, I was just like really bummed out, because I wanted to move fast, because my mom said, you know, I don't know if her sister's coming back or not. And I was just like, okay, cool. Like, I need to figure out something quick, because I don't want to go. I used to share my room with my little sister ever since I was like, she was born and everything like that. So it's just like, I really need to like live on my own, have my own space where I can collect my own thoughts and everything like that, right? So I was just like, I was gonna do the application, but then I thought about it. I was just like, let me just scoot over to the side and just legit like look for something else, you know? So I went to go see a second location, whatever the case may be. And y'all, when something is for you, something is for you. When something is not for you, you will know, okay? So basically, I went to go see the second location. It was closer to like my workplace or whatever the case may be, which was convenient because I stayed, you know, waking up late and stuff like that. But we're working on it, you know. So basically it was closer to my workplace and everything like that. And, you know, I met up with the leasing agent and she showed me around. Next thing you know, first of all, they were asking for like $1,500 for that freaking small freaking apartment. Like, you wouldn't even have enough space to put like a couch and a dining set. That's how small it was. And the living room was small, or not the living room, but the bedroom space was like mass small. Like, no, I was just like, nah, like this is not gonna work out, whatever the case may be. It was really small. And I was just like, okay, you feel me? Like, you know, I'm looking around and whatever the case may be, but I'm looking around and I'm just like, why is this apartment dirty? You're showing me a dirty apartment. Blase, blase. Next thing you know, she was the leasing agent. She was like, honestly, I checked the place before, you know, I had this schedule, but I don't know why it looks like this right now. So she's just trying to put two and two together. Then she noticed that the dishwasher was missing. The dishwasher was missing from the apartment complex. That's not funny. But then she was like, oh no, she said someone broke in here and stole the dishwasher. And I was just like, oh, okay, so this place is not for me, okay? Then that's okay. So, you know, that happened and everything like that. And it was just so crazy because she was legit trying to put two and two together. She said, why is this place messy when I know, like, when before, you know, I had this scheduled out that it was already nice and good. But to come to find out, someone broke into the apartment and legit stole the dishwasher. So that was already a whole bunch of red flags going on because, you know, the location. And I was just like, okay, girl, like, I don't know how they got into this apartment, but I don't want to be, you know, sleeping on in my home. If I were to get it, like, that would be bad if someone would just figure out how to like come in and just steal something or just do something, you know. So I was just like, okay, this apartment is not for me. I'm gonna continue to keep looking, right? So, you know, maybe a couple weeks go by and I'm looking on Facebook. I'm continuously looking on Facebook to, you know, find apartments or whatever the case may be. I'm looking. Then I see this place that I'm in right now on the Facebook marketplace. So I sent the leasing agent a message or whatever the case may be, and she did not respond. So I was like, okay, it's been 10 minutes. She didn't respond. She posted this listing like 30 minutes ago and she has not responded. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call the location, the apartment complex, and see what's up. So I called the apartment complex or anything like that, and she answered and she was like, I was like, hey, I seen your listing on Facebook Marketplace. Is this still available? And she was like, yeah, it's still available. She said, yeah, it's still available, blase blase. So I was like, okay, cool, can I come see it right now? Mind you, I'm at work. And she was like, yeah, of course, come stop by before 5 p.m. and I'll show you. Okay, I was like, yep, gather my things, and I was out the door. You feel me? I was just like, this is too good to be true. Like the rent price was like perfect. It wasn't too much and it wasn't too low. It was in the area that I wanted to be in and everything like that. And I was like, yep, this is too good not to see it right now, because this apartment looks so good for the price. Somebody's gonna snatch it up real quick if I decide to wait another day or another hour or whatever the case may be. It's too good, you know? So as I'm driving, I call my family friend, my friends. Well, they're not my friends, they're really like really close family to me. And I called them up and I was like, hey, I found this apartment complex at this location. Do you guys think you guys can stop by and come check it out with me? Mind you, they're in Seattle right now. And they were like, no, we're gonna come with you. We'll be there in 30 minutes. And I was just jumping for joy because it feels so good when you're checking out apartments and whatnot. It feels so good when another person is with you. I mean, you know, it could be cool going by yourself, whatever the case may be, but getting someone's input, you know, can be, you know, an extra boost to let you know if it's for you or if it's not for you, if you feel me. So, you know, she shows me the apartment and I was just like, first of all, where I live low-key in the boonies. Like, I live in the city, but I live in a location where it's like you wouldn't even really know what it is because it's like literally in the cuts. Like, nobody really knows where this location is for real, but which is good. So the area that I'm living in right now is super clean, you know, it's very quiet, and that's what I've been wanting for a long time. I need somewhere where it's very quiet. I can't do a lot of noise because I deal with a lot. I've dealt with so much noise in my life. It's absolutely insane, and it drove me crazy. So I obviously needed a place to live where it was like really quiet. People don't play about, you know, curfew, meaning like, you know, noise curfew or whatever the case may be has to be you know, at a certain time and stuff like that. Like, I need that, you know. So, you know, I'm checking out the place or whatever the case may be. She shows me 2 apartments. She shows me this unit, and then she shows me another one that doesn't have the vaulted ceilings, and she said it's still the same price, but it's really up to you which one you want. I'm like, girl, duh, I want the vaulted ceilings. Like, come on now, like, look at me, please. Like, what makes you think that I wouldn't? No, I'm playing. But so yeah, so my family, my close family, ended up coming, whatever the case may be, and I met up with them and I took them to see the apartment complex and everything. And the first thing that came out of one of their mouths was, "This apartment is yours." And I was so like, are you for real? Like, please don't mess with me right now. Like, please don't play these games with me right now, because this is just not a game right now. Like, because I can see this being in my apartment too. I really can't. So they were like, no, this apartment is yours. Like, this is definitely your apartment, and everything like that. And I was just like, you know what, I had strong faith that this apartment was mine. So I'm like, you know, I'm talking with God, I'm praying. I'm like, God, if this is for me, this is for me. You know, if it's for me, the process is gonna go by smooth. No, it's not gonna be no issues or nothing, you know. And I was getting ready, like I was already in the process. After she showed me everything like that, she told me to do the application, and she told me to, you know, if you want me to hold it, you know, I can give you, you could put a deposit down to hold it, whatever the case may be. Boom. So I did all that, and I started doing the application process or whatever the case may be. Then I started buying things, you know, that little little blanket right there, that was the first thing I bought for this place, before I even entered the place, because I was going to Target, I was collecting, like, you know, Lysol and a blanket and just little things for the house to get prepared for my move-in, even though I wasn't accepted yet. You feel me? And I took it a step further, and I was like, hey, I'm about to do, I always, not always, but I don't do it every month, but I try to do, I try to fast throughout the year. And the fast that I do is with Tiffany Montgomery. It's her corporate fast that she does every month, the first 3 days of the month. You feel me? So it was like July something, and I was like getting ready, I'm getting prepped, like I'm gonna do this fast to get, you know, an answer out of God at this point, you know. I'm not saying that God is a genie, but when it comes to fasting, whatnot, whatever you are wanting, whatever blessing that you are wanting or whatever the case may be, with fasting, it just comes faster. That's the only way that I can put it, because I don't want to necessarily say anything wrong. And I'm all for what's it called, I'm all for correction, and if anything, if I'm saying it right or whatever the case may be. But honestly, when it comes to fasting, you're fasting so you can produce something or get it something, produce a result faster, basically. So, you know, I was doing the fast, whatever the case may be. You know, I done put the application in. I was trying to stay in the most positive mood ever, because I didn't want anything to jeopardize, you know, the place that I wanted. There was people getting mad at me during this fast and everything like that. And usually when stuff like that happens, it's just to get a reaction out of you, and stuff like that. But I was just like, I'm not gonna let, you know, no road rage or nothing get to me. So, you know, people can look at me, flip me off, or whatever the case may be. Whatever was going on at that time, I'm gonna just let them do them at this point, because you're not gonna take my joy away. You're the devil. You're not stealing my blessing. You're not gonna delay this process for me. So I don't care, you know. So I fasted for, the corporate fast is for usually 3 days. I put the application in and everything like that. And I told myself I'm gonna keep fasting until I get an answer. And so, you know, I put the application in on Thursday. I believe it was like August 4th or something like that, or I put it in August 3rd or something. And then, tell me why, y'all. Because the lady was like, yeah, it's gonna take some time. It's probably gonna take a couple of days to a week or two. It just really depends. Blase, blase. So I'm like, oh, I'm not stopping until I get an answer, you know, because my God is real. And I'm gonna give up and sacrifice whatever I need to do to end up getting this place, because I believe it's mine. So on the next day was, I think it was like a Friday. You know, I was driving to work or whatever the case may be. I was driving to work. No, I'm sorry. But I was driving to work or whatever the case may be. And I shouldn't be on my phone while driving, but I seen something pop up in my email. So I was like, let me just check, whatever the case may be. I'm driving, look at my email. I got an email from the leasing agent that said, congratulations, your application was accepted. When do you want to move in? She told me that it was supposed to take a couple of days to a week for my application to process, and my application ended up processing the next day. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so I was crying because my God is so real. My God is real, you know. God is a miracle worker. And I was so happy. I was filled with so many different positive emotions. Like, it was legit crazy to even know that, wow, my blessing was fulfilled in such a short amount of time. And it's not like saying, like, if you want your blessing from God, it's gonna take a long process. Sometimes, you know, you can get it quickly, and sometimes it's just, you know, you have to be patient, you know. So I was really happy when I got that email, when she said that my application was accepted and whatever the case may be, and everything like that. I'm just stating my testimony to let people know that God is real. I've seen God work in such mysterious ways. God has taken me out of position, from bad environments. I used to do a lot of things in the past, and by the grace of God, for him to want better for me, he gave me that mercy and took me out of situations that never that I shouldn't have existed in the first place. But he took me out of those positions and those environments in order for me to do better within my life, and I couldn't have done it without him. So this really goes to say that God is real. God is real. God is my provider. He's my protector. And if it wasn't for him, I really don't know where I would be. There'll be times where there's something that happened at my job too, and I can go a little bit more, you know, not necessarily deeper into that, but that could be another video that I can explain. But I just really wanted to tell my testimony on how wonderful God is. God is just awesome. Like, it's just so crazy. But yeah, y'all, this was basically my story or my testimony on how I fasted and got my apartment. And look, I'm gonna show y'all. Like, this is what it looks like now. You guys can kind of see it, but I put my pictures up and whatnot. So it's just like me right now. The apartment's me. It's minimalistic, you know, because I'm a minimalistic person. I don't really like a lot of stuff. I don't like clutter. I like my stuff to be really plain, simple, and out the way. So by the grace of God, if you're wanting to know God and stuff like that, get to know him, because he wants all of his children to be successful in this lifetime. He wants all his children to live a soft life and everything in that nature. Just get to know him. That's not saying that you'll never experience spiritual warfare, because spiritual warfare is real, especially when you dedicate your life to God. But I'm telling you, it's worth it. Eternal life is worth it. And that's all I gotta say about that. So yeah, so if you guys like this video, please subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss another video from me. Also like, comment, and you know, if you have a testimony on your own, drop it in the comments and let me know how God has impacted your life. It could have been by him giving you another chance of living life. It could have been, you know, a blessing that you've been waiting on. Just let me know in the comments. We need to let the world know how great God is and how wonderful he is, and how it's just so, sometimes when I talk about God, I just get speechless, because it's just like, wow, like, it's just there, you can't even formulate sometimes the words to speak about him, because he's just that good, you know. But yeah, you guys, I'll see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys have a blessed day or a blessed night, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.